Hello, everyone, students and fellow wargamers. Today's lesson is going to be about basic expected value and probability. So, how to calculate expected value is you take the probability of an event happening and you multiply it by the value of that event happening, and you sum up all of these events. And the sum of all your probabilities of all the events must add up to 1, which means 100%. Now, if the value of an event is 0, you still put it into the formula and attach a probability to it so that all the probabilities of all the events add up to 1. The first example that we have is the simplest example of expected value. So a fair coin has two sides, heads and tails. You have a 50% chance to get heads. You have a 50% chance to get tails. If you assign a value of 1 to heads, which means you win, for example, and you assign a value of 0 to tails, meaning you lose, then your expected value is a 50% chance to get heads and win, plus a 50% chance to lose times 0. And when you add them up, you get 0.5 or a half. The next example is another common example, which should be applicable to wargamers, like people who play Warhammer 40K, for example. For a lot of scenarios, you are rolling a 6-sided die. You have a 1/6 chance to get 1, 1/6 chance to get 2, 1/6 chance to get 3, 1/6 chance to get 4, 1/6 chance to get 5, and finally a 1/6 chance to get 6. So when you put it into the formula, you have 1/6 times 1 plus 1/6 times 2 plus 1/6 times 3 plus 1/6 times 4 plus 1/6 times 5 plus 1/6 times 6. If you do a little bit of arithmetic and you pull the 1/6 out, since it's common, you get 1/6 times, inside the parenthesis, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6. And that equals to 1/6 times 21. And you can add these up straight, or here's a lightning math trick that I learned. You have 3 pairs of 7. And how you get that is 1 plus 6 is 7, 2 plus 5 is 7, 3 plus 4 is 7. So since you have 3 pairs of that, you do 3 times 7 and you get 21. It's a lot faster than just trying to add it up. 1 plus 2 is 3, 3 plus 3 is 6, 6 plus 4 is 10. That's way too slow. So anyway, when you multiply 1/6 times 21, you get 21 over 6, which is equal to 7 halves or 3.5. So the expected value from rolling a fair 6-sided die is 3.5. Now, when you're trying to find the probability of something and you're trying to convert a real life scenario into numbers and formulas, there is this rule of thumb that comes in 2 parts. First, if you see the word and, then consider that you're multiplying the probabilities. If you see the word or, consider that as adding the probabilities. So here is an example. of these scenarios. And these examples are a simplified form of Warhammer 40k rolls. So, rolling a 4 plus on a 6-sided die. So, a 4 plus means that you succeed, a hit roll or a wound roll or something, if you roll 4 or higher. So, that's a 4 or a 5 or a 6. So, in order to find the total probability, you add up the probabilities. So the probability of rolling a 4 is 1/6, rolling a 5 is 1/6, and rolling a 6 is 1/6. And when you add all that up, you get 1/2. So this is a simple example, but I've included it so it's easy to understand that when you break out a 4 plus into words, you have the OR keyword, which you add the probabilities. Now, the next scenario is rolling 2 dice. So you're rolling a 4 plus and a 5 plus on 2 rolls of a 6-sided die, and that is your win condition. So what is the probability that you're going to win? Well, you succeed if you roll a 4 or a 5 or a 6 and a 5 or a 6. So what this comes out to is, from the previous example, rolling a 4 plus on a 6-sided die is 1/2 probability. So you have half here, and since you have the keyword and, you have to multiply the probability of rolling a 5 up. So what is the probability of rolling a 5 up? You have to get a 5 or a 6. So now you have to add the probabilities. So you add the probabilities of 5, which is 1/6, and 6, which is 1/6. So you add that up, and that gives you a 1/3 chance. And since you succeed by rolling a 4 up and a 5 up, so let's just say it's a 4 up to hit and a 5 plus to wound, the probability of you successfully wounding on a given attack is 1/2 times 1/3, which is equal to 1/6. So extending on this, how many attacks do you need so that you can expect 1 wound? Well, since off of 1 attack, you have a 1/6 chance of wounding, if you have 6 attacks, then you multiply 6 times 1/6 is equal to 1. You can expect 1 wound off of 6 attacks. Now, what I mean by expect is not equivalent to a guarantee. That is a different probability for a different video. But expect is over thousands and thousands of iterations, over many, many iterations, each attack will give you 1/6 of a wound. And every 6 attacks will, on average, give you 1 wound over the course of many, many, many rolls. And that is called the law of large numbers. And that will also be in another video in detail. So, in this lesson, we went over basic expected value and probability. So, I hope you guys learned something and enjoyed this video. If you did, then please support the channel by liking and subscribing. And if you have any further questions, then please feel free to leave a comment, and I will reply at my earliest convenience. Have a great day!